This is Capitol Insider with Morris Jones.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is where the federal government and the business world meet on Capitol Insider. The Republican-led House has passed its version of the payroll tax cut bill. It's good news for the 160 million workers who count on that tax break. For federal workers, it means another year of pay freezes and of their paycheck going toward retirement. Emily Schmidt has all the action from the Hill tonight.
The nation's capital has all the appearances of seasonal goodwill, but politics haven't caught up with the pictures.
If Senator Reid wants to hold up the jobs bill, then he will go on Santa's naughty list.
Not exactly nice statements from Republicans about Democrats or from Democrats about Republicans.
They are playing with the 160 million who need a payroll tax cut. And they are throwing on the trash heap of life 6 million who have lost their jobs and need unemployment insurance.
If Congress can't agree to extend the payroll tax cut, a worker earning $50,000 a year will take home about $1,000 fewer dollars next year. House Speaker John Boehner says the House has a solution.
Our job creation bill that will also have middle-class tax relief has been put together in a bipartisan way. It'll pass with a bipartisan vote today.
The bill extends the tax cut while shortening the weeks people receive unemployment benefits. It also speeds government approval process of an oil pipeline from Canada to Texas. The White House says President Obama would veto that bill. He wants a holiday recess put off until there's a deal.
The president's going to insist that they stay here until they get it done.
Recess is scheduled to begin late next week, so the holidays could arrive before an agreement. In Washington, I'm Emily Schmidt.
While the House has made a move regarding the payroll tax and unemployment benefits, there's another deadline looming. The government runs out of money this Friday. Even though the House Speaker has said the House Appropriations Committee has reached a deal, it may not see the light of day in the Senate.
They've smiled at each other, they've shook hands, and it's done. And I'm hopeful that the Senate leaders will come to their senses. Allow members to sign this report and to move forward. There's no reason to hold this bill up.
We can't leave for the holidays without passing a payroll tax cut for the middle class.
GOP leaders claim Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid threatened to hold up passing the bill until both sides compromised on the payroll tax cut bill. Tonight we're getting new details about the budget battle going on in the House and Senate. Lawmakers have a massive bill on their hands, but the White House concerned if the spending legislation passes, somehow the House could orchestrate passage of the GOP tilting version of the payroll tax cut. Before all this political posturing, the bill had actually been gaining bipartisan support. Dave Williams is here to break it all down for us. He's the president and founder of Taxpayers Protection Alliance. So there's usually no agreement in Washington. Why all the bipartisanship now?
I know, it's been one big love fest since 2010, the election in 2010. Yeah. But what we have here is we have the end of the year, we have these tax cuts that are expiring, the payroll tax cut. Congress hasn't finished their appropriations bills or spending bills, and we're seeing a lot of acrimony, and people are just not getting along very well in Washington, D.C.
What a surprise.
And time is running out. That, you know, December 31st is coming up very quickly. They want to get out of town. They want to act like Santa Claus to their own families. They've been doing it for taxpayers.
And bring the pork back to their voters, constituents. Now, there are two major things. Let's break it down. There's the spending bill and then the payroll tax cut bill, right?
The spending bill is really interesting because you had House and Senate appropriators, negotiators get together and say, okay, these are the levels, this is what we want to do, let's advance this bill forward so we can fund the government through next year, fiscal next year.
Right.
But Harry Reid said, oh, hold on a second. I'm going to put a stop on this because I don't like what's in the payroll tax cut bill that's going to be voted on first. So,
but there are jobs in there. There are jobs. We're going to be hiring a lot of people for a pipeline that I don't want to get partisan on this either. But what's the deal with this, the tar sands, the pipeline, and everything else? Because that was on again, off again. Now it's on again.
We have the KXL pipeline that will run from Canada all the way down to the Gulf Coast. These are shovel-ready jobs. If this pipeline goes through, people will be put back to work.
Okay.
So this will actually create jobs.
And the Republicans think that's good.
They think that's good.
Right.
The Democrats don't. And as a taxpayer group, we're looking at the spending cuts because we see two vehicles, two pieces of legislation that we could actually have real spending cuts. And there are programs that are just ripe for the cutting. We have community transformation grants. This is a neat little CDC program they're using money to lobby the government back to raise funds. You have the state of New York, the state of Illinois. So we look at these pieces of legislation as ways to cut spending. Sure. And what's happening is everything is coming to a grinding halt because of politics, not because of real differences, but Harry Reid is trying to use his power as Senate Majority Leader to stop the payroll tax cut, and now he's bringing in the spending bill to do that. So there's a lot of it's a big mess.
Now, you mentioned, what are some other examples of spending that needs to be cut that you think should be excised from this bill?
Claire McCaskill, a Democrat from Missouri, a senator, has identified hundreds of millions of dollars in earmarks in the defense appropriations bill, and that's going to be coupled into the big spending bill that they're talking about. So we have the earmarks that we thought were gone a few years ago.
So they always agree, okay, don't worry about it. They all agree to that, then they pop up.
Then we just have it just marbled with programs and projects that just need to be eliminated. And where we're concerned is that when you reduce a program, you don't get rid of it. Like the community transformation grants. Don't reduce it. Just get rid of it. This was created under the stimulus bill. It's $1 billion program, and it's really not helping anybody. It's just helping the bureaucracy and helping states to put calories on menus and to label menus with calories.
Sure.
I mean, it's that sort of thing. So it's to get rid of these programs and just reduce spending in real terms, not fake terms.
Can you think of any other specifics when you talk about these pork projects? Anything else going on? I mean, no rainforests or anything like that we had in Iowa years ago. Can you think of anything else that you really want to see cut in there?
Well, not to harp on defense too much, but we have the medium extended air defense system, $800 million that they're not going to really develop. This is just for R&D. At a certain point, they're going to stop developing it, and the taxpayers are going to be on the hook for $800 million. Germany and Italy, two partners in this. Well, Germany has backed out, and Italy is having their problems with budgets, so they're going to back out on this. So we're looking at that, and then go through the EPA. Wow. The EPA is part of the massive spending bill, and that's one of the problems that the Democrats and Republicans have with the spending bill, was getting through some of the regulation, because they want to get rid of some of the EPA regulations that Republicans and obviously Democrats
And you can be pro-environment, but still offer to make some of these cuts with the EPA then, right?
And it's really having the free market do this so they can, because the free market, they don't want to ruin the environment because people are savvy now. They patronize businesses that are good for the environment.
Exactly. It's bad. Taxpayers Protection Alliance, what's your website?
ProtectingTaxpayers.org.
Dave Williams, our guest on Cap Insider. Keep following the money for us. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.